So we are conscious human beings. And I think that's what separates the machine from us, is that the machine is not conscious.
What's up, y'all? It's Jaden.
I'm not gonna do the whole video like that. Good morning. It's Wednesday, September 2nd, first day of school. It's still pretty dark out this morning. It's only like 6 o'clock. I don't know. I'm kind of tight that it's getting dark early again. But that's nature, you know. I'm really not trying to catch that Rona, so I'm gonna chill at home, get my work through Zoom, not have to deal with your old 30 selves. Before I get this video going, I got a few quick things that's cool going on. I got my website coming back soon. It's up right now, jd-originals.com. Right now it's just looking a little I'm in the middle of like this transition from Wix to my own hosting. I'm excited to have my web store on there. I got like a gear review video coming soon. I basically got an entire DSLR rig for like $90. So I'm definitely gonna put that on here. Definitely could help some people out. I also bought a Black ProMist filter, 1/4 from Tiffen. I'm really excited to use that. I've got 3 projects in the works right now. One of them has like no release date at all. One of them is gonna drop like early October for my birthday, shout out me. The last one I think is dropping like probably end of September or like October as well. So that's dope. I got like a little announcements portion of this video now, which is decent. I'm gonna keep those projects kind of quiet for now, and then when it gets closer to release time, then I'm gonna get some more out there. Like I said, it's Wednesday. I'm not even sure what this video is gonna be about yet, so pray for me. Hopefully I do figure it out and there is a video this week. So one thing I kind of like about doing this is it's very flexible. Like I can just figure it out on my own time and worry about the rest when I edit. So check the timer below. If it's cutting close to the end, then just know that I'm deeply ashamed of myself for not doing anything this week. But honestly, like this week is getting pretty busy because it's the first day of school. Not a ton going on in terms of like homework and assignments just yet. But I am also writing a short film right now, and I've got like work that I'm doing, as well as like other projects that I'm helping with other people, as well as an internship. So I got a lot on my plate right now. But regardless, whatever the next part of this video is gonna be, we're gonna get to it right. I'm leaving my internship right now, so I'm probably not even gonna get to do anything like for this video until Saturday maybe. I'm gonna chill after my classes, take a load off, kick it with my girlfriend, shout out Destiny. And then Saturday, I'm gonna get to this painting. If I cut right here, I'm assuming it'll be Saturday. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but whatever, here's the painting. All right, it's Friday now, what's good? I just updated the playlist. I've been in classes all morning. I'm about to go back to one last class today. Also just got this in the mail. This Tiffen Black ProMist filter. Got 1/4 here, as you can see. But yeah, you can expect like a little trial video. I'm gonna see what this is about. But for now, we got some drops. We got some featured songs this week. This week I'm looking at Big Sean, Detroit 2, specifically Guard Your Heart. Got Anderson .Paak, Early Mac, and Wale on there. Who else we got? Bryson Tiller dropped something, SZA dropped something. I got 10 Days, shout out 10 Days. I'm gonna link his YouTube down here as well. But yeah, link below, check out the playlist, see what's good this week. Let me know what your favorite tracks have been, your favorite albums, all that. Make sure you follow the playlist and the archive as well. Like I said last week, it's nothing big, it don't have a lot of followers. It's just something that I like to do. So go check it out if you don't, and we can discuss. While I'm here right now, make sure you go check out my Instagram, Jaden Duenas _, as well as my shop, Jaden Duenas _shop. I'm gonna keep that shop Instagram up, but pretty soon I'm gonna have my whole website up with all my stuff for sale, all my projects, everything. Everything to do with Jaden Duenas is gonna be right there. I'm gonna have it concentrated for you. I'm thinking about trying to drop some stuff on Super Rare as well, so if you're into Super Rare, you can bid on that. That'd be cool. But I'm not even sure how that works yet, so we're gonna look into that. I really don't even know what I'm gonna do yet, like artistically speaking. I don't know if I'm a painting or photography. I don't really know. Whatever it is, it's Friday and I edit on Saturdays, so I'm about to do it right now. No jokes this time. Here you go. Okay, so this painting for me was a very interesting one. I'm not quite sure what to make of the actual painting just yet, because I don't think the goal here was really the painting, like creatively speaking, as much as it was the process by which the painting was made. I was trying to curate a process of steps to create art that completely abstracted the quote-unquote normal process. And I wanted to start with something that's called machine learning. I call this painting human learning, actually. What machine learning is essentially is man teaching a machine how to think and then feeding information and letting it learn that information. So essentially, like, as humans, we've become so smart that we can create things that are smart now. And I think that's like pretty mind-boggling. To work with machine learning, I had to go on RunwayML. It's still a beta software, but it's a really, really interesting machine learning model program. You can create your own models and train your own models of machines that you can teach things to. And it's all just like computers, like code and little hardware pieces spinning around. Like it's really interesting stuff. So I used a model called BigGAN. GAN is a generative adversarial network. I know what the acronym means, but I do not actually know what the words mean just quite yet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just haven't looked into it. Essentially, what you can do with that, with a generative adversarial network, is you can feed the machine certain data and have it return certain data. So you can give it an input and receive an output that it makes up on its own thinking, its own intelligence. The model is like representative of like a human individual, could be like the empirical version of a model. You train that model as if you were like training a human, training a mind. And then when you give that model input, it can return you an output based on its own thinking. That's what intelligence is in accordance with like technology today. So BigGAN specifically, one of the models called BigGAN, allows you to give it an input image and output a similar image that it will make up completely on its own accord. And every single one of those pixels is generated by that model, by BigGAN, by that computer, the GPU running that. It's been able to learn how to formulate pixels that look something like what you give it. So the first thing that I had to do then was get open Photoshop, and since I wanted to do a 16x20 canvas, I knew that I had to make a 16x20 canvas in Photoshop. So I started with that. I set it at 300 pixels. I've been having issues with my computer right now, my Photoshop. I think something's like bugging in their system. So I started by pulling in this Alan King photo that I got from his Instagram, because Alan King is probably one of my biggest inspirations in terms of art and fashion right now. I dragged that in and I found a good spot for it. I dragged in this photo of a bird that I took flying away when I was just outside. That's the kind of inspiration I get. It's really just from whatever, honestly. Like I can get it from a bird flying away, and that's just like, oh, I could use that. I've got this picture that I got from someone's Instagram story. It's a statue that's been splattered with red paint to look like blood. It was just an incredible image, honestly. And then lastly, I got this picture of my girlfriend Destiny and I at the Adler Planetarium. We're in that big room with the like dome screen and watching that movie that I don't remember what it was called then. When you're in that room for a minute, the whole room goes blue. Like the whole dome screen is just lit with a deep blue. Kept that in my inspiration because I just thought that was like a really beautiful hue of light. So I laid it all out. I knew that how I laid it out was going to be my frame of reference for when I like let the machine give me images and then put them back in. I messed with the colors and the blur and the sharpness on each of these images, and I just, as you mess with it in RunwayML's BigGAN model that you're inputting information to, it'll keep on adjusting its output based on what you give into it. You can change each of these little knobs 100 times and it's always gonna like keep spinning something new out. It's kind of incredible if you think about it. It's always completely thought out by a machine. So it ended up giving me back these 4 images, and I put each of these images back onto my own like tiled picture that I had, and then kind of like stretched and fit it until I like found a way that I thought it would look good with the computer's images back on mine. I stretched it out, I got what it gave me. So then I thought, like, this has shown me, this is like proof that the machine has learned something from me. I gave it something and it processed that and it gave me something of its own. But now, like, to the world, I want to give something that I've learned from this machine. What I did is I took that Photoshop canvas with the machine's images that it gave me, still just myself working in Photoshop, I started to paint over each of these images. Painting over the images was like a second encoding process, I feel like. So I used the color picker tool to just like pick colors from the machine's images. My next step was taking the smudge tool, and I used it to kind of spread around the colors that I had picked from the canvas and the layers that I had placed them, and to smudge it all together into one kind of disoriented image. After smudging it all into one like blended, almost like an oil painted image, I kind of just messed around, and this is where this is now me learning and processing it into my own image, just like the machine was processing into something new, creating the pixels. And this was my creating the pixels, was messing around with each of these layers and using the liquefy effect for a little bit here and there, just using Photoshop as a tool, my computer as a tool to process this and create something new. I also copied some layers and just messed with the blending modes as well. And this is still just processing, just human learning. This is what human learning is, I feel. But no, so once I had a final image out of Photoshop, that was like my first tool processing it into my own image. And then the second tool then was to create something by my own hand that wasn't like through the computer. So I set my screen up right next to my canvas on my little art studio dresser drawer thing that I've turned this into. It's been working really well, by the way. That was in episode 1 that I made it, and now this is episode 5, I believe. Yeah, this is episode 5. And then I took some bigger brushes this time around, and then I just started going. I just started painting like all of it. I just painted everything that I saw. I'm gonna put this one like on my shop Instagram and my Artland collection and stuff like that, as if it could be for sale, but I don't know that I'm selling this canvas. I don't think so, because this is just pretty incredible. I don't need to like knock on my own door too much, but this is so like interesting to look at. There's a lot to this painting. In my recreation of the machine's image, I didn't reinterpret the machine's image. I just recreated it. I re-encoded it in a way. But I think one of the key differences between what is human learning and human art and machine learning and machine's art is the fact that when humans create and put together our pixels and our imaginations and what we can create, it's influenced by who we are as people, what we've experienced, like our positionality in the world. But in order to be aware of that, you have to be like cognizant and conscious of that. So we are conscious human beings. And I think that's what separates the machine from us, is that the machine is not conscious. And because it's not conscious, I don't know that its output image is supposed to mean anything more than the images that I gave the machine. I think that the images it gave me back were computations and processing outputs that look beautiful, and I was able to manipulate it into something that looked really great, I think. But the images itself didn't have anything of substance or meaning to it that I can interpret this with again. And so I think if anything is to be taken away from this painting, it's just how amazing machines are, how amazing humans can be. It's to appreciate art and color that isn't meant to portray something transcendent from humanity. It's just paint and color. I think that's pretty beautiful in itself. And then just to finish it off, I took an Expo marker because I couldn't find a Sharpie, and I put my name on it in a handwritten Jaden style because I have messy handwriting, Helvetica bold. That's kind of what it's supposed to be in my that's my kind of signature right now on everything that I make. Lastly, I just put some glossy Mod Podge on it to seal it. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep looking at this painting, over the next week or so, and just keep on figuring out what it means to me. I think an evaluation of it would be, this is dope. I would pay money for this, and I'm glad that I made it so that I don't have to pay money for it. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. Leave a comment below If you got Instagram, you can tag me. Let me and the people know what you think of this. Just give it a share. Let me know what you think. We can have a little discussion about it. You'll be able to see this painting on like both of my Instagrams. Put them right here and in the description below. You'll be able to see it on Pinterest, Twitter, Tumblr, all that stuff. If you're on Super Rare, look me up because I'm gonna have the digital version of this with like a certain hue shifting animation to it probably. I'm gonna probably put that on there for sale, for bidding or whatever. If you're on Artland, catch me there, Jaden Duenas. I'll link that below. I'm gonna link all my socials below. Make sure you check out the playlist as well, which is also linked below. So I got a day ahead of me, hanging out with my girlfriend and my family and stuff. So I'm gonna head out. Make sure you like this video. Be sure to subscribe. I'm gonna link that in the end card as well. Subscription is helpful. You can do that and it'll take me a long way. And that's just like an easy way to support. Just hit subscribe or hit like or leave a comment or go share it on something if you like. Whatever you into, just do that. Like I mentioned in those announcements earlier in this video, I got some stuff coming up, and so I'm gonna just keep everything updated and keep these videos updated with what's going on in my life, what you can expect from me, and I'll make sure to keep YouTube updated. So yeah, until next week when I'm probably gonna have like a photography video or something like that. I don't know, because I still do really like these painting videos, so we're gonna figure that out and see what's coming up next. But until then, catch y'all later.